If you have chosen to view this presentation, I expect that it's because of rowing and that you have an interest in how we can better safeguard our planet's water. If I'm right, then you can probably count yourself as one of the very lucky, because you can access water easily, whether to drink from a tap or go rowing at your local rowing club. But today, over 1.1 billion people have no access to safe drinking water, and this number is projected to rise to 4 billion by 2050, a number to be taken very seriously indeed. Rowing is a clean water sport, and as rowers we have a number of very good reasons to be part of the clean water movement. On the one hand, our sport and its future depend on water. On the other hand, it's our duty to ensure that others are also able to access it. Ensuring that there's enough water to support human life, to nourish vital habitats, and to supply industry and agriculture is one of the greatest challenges of our time. This is why World Rowing, as the sport's international governing body, has decided to not just take part in the water debate, but to take a leadership position. If we take a short step back into 2011, we'll see the formation of a groundbreaking alliance between the sport of rowing and WWF, the Worldwide Fund for Nature. Our alliance was formed with the objective of engaging all rowers to take actions that will protect water and raising the awareness of others to support local conservation and clean-up initiatives. WWF is the world's largest and most respected independent nature conservation organisation. WWF's mission is to stop the degradation of the planet's natural environment and to build a future in which humans live in harmony with nature. Significantly, WWF is working to protect freshwater ecosystems and improve water access, efficiency and allocation for people and the environment, which is why our alliance is such a perfect fit for the promotion of clean water, one of the main priorities of WWF. Now it is time to engage all rowers to take action. For the first 4 years of this alliance, our time and energies were focused on education and awareness raising. Yet, from the beginning, it was always our intention to embark on an action-oriented project, one that would enable rowers to actually make a difference to water, somewhere, somehow. The difficulty was that most water projects are enormous, and however well-meaning or how much we could contribute, rowers alone could not make a difference. We also wanted to be sure that wherever and however we did become involved, it would also benefit and develop our sport. Together with WWF, we identified the lower basin of the Kafue River in Zambia, Africa, as an area in which its water resources and aquatic environment are under intense and increasing pressure. If you're already familiar with Africa, you'll know that the Zambezi is the continent's fourth largest river and represents one of Africa's least exploited and richest biodiversity landscapes. It rises in Zambia, eventually flowing into the Indian Ocean. In between, it services over 35 million people, many of whom are closely intertwined with the wetlands ecosystems. One of its largest tributaries is the Kafue River. The Kafue has a huge and important wetland, iconic wildlife, and is at the economic centre of Zambia. More than 50% of Zambia's population lives in the Kafue River basin. And yet it also flows through a truly beautiful natural wetlands area, the Kafue Flats. Here in this wetland system, only 1 hour's drive south of Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, WWF and World Rowing will create a world-class river research and rowing centre. For a great many reasons, the Kafue River and its wetlands is a global priority freshwater area for WWF. With its stunning biodiversity and a natural seasonal ebb and flow, it's become home to a number of rare endemic species. But with the increase of the Zambian population came a greater need for extensive farming, industry, mining, and energy production and so on. All of these needed a reliable and constant supply of water. To serve these demands, the Kafue was dammed in 1997. With a substantial damming system now in place, the seasonal flooding patterns have been quite drastically altered, consequently affecting local livelihoods and natural species. Since then, the demands on the Kafue have increased greatly, which has led to strong and competing water claims in this area. The time has come to demonstrate that conservation and sustainable economic development can go together if all stakeholders are willing to talk to each other. At the same time, the Kafue River is the nearest rowable water body to Lusaka, with road connections and a local population with universities, schools and a history of rowing. With so many different stakeholders in the Kafue, it's not surprising that establishing a fair-for-all policy has been challenging. By establishing this centre, WWF intends to bring them all together on a regular basis to find solutions that will ensure this river can be used sustainably by all its stakeholders. The Kafue, like most rivers, is the heart of the economical centre. The numbers are staggering. The Kafue is the source for 40% of Lusaka's drinking water, 50% of the nation's hydroelectric supply, of which mining uses 60%, and, more recently, the irrigation required for sugarcane farming, which now accounts for 6% of Zambia's GDP. All of these take from the river in order to contribute to the Kafue economy. So, what is it that makes the Kafue so important, not just to Zambia or to Africa, but to the whole world? Strangely, it's because this river, and in particular the nearby Kafue Flats through which it flows, is where just about every challenge that any single body of water could possibly face can be found. The Kafue is a microcosm of all the crucial global challenges that can be caused by competing water claims. And so this is where we will build the Kafue River and Rowing Centre. So far, we've explained what the problem is and how rowing, together with WWF, wants to help, but we haven't explained how we will help. We will build a river research and rowing centre on the banks of the Kafue River, just a short way upstream of the main intake for Lusaka's water supply. Half will be a river research centre to be operated by WWF. Here will be the meeting place for all the Kafue stakeholders to discuss and find regional and local solutions. It will also have a well-equipped laboratory and field research facility to be used by schools, universities, water managers, water scientists and conservationists. The other half will be a rowing centre, comprising a boathouse and a gym, so the students from nearby schools and universities, community members and visitors from around the world will be able to take to the water and learn to row. And a unique aspect of the output from this centre is that the research will become available to and be for the benefit of all of us via an online hub. For world rowing, it's essential that all those who participate at any level of our sport take advantage of this unique opportunity to support the building of this centre. So many rowers have grown up having such a close relationship with water that they've sought to learn more about it. Andrew Triggs-Hodge, the British double Olympic gold medalist, is one such rower who has a first-hand experience from Oxford University's water management course. He, like many others such as Kim Crow, Australia's top female single sculler, have shown their support in this project by offering to become ambassadors in order to encourage our whole rowing community to get behind it, fundraise and bring it to life. First launched to the world rowing community at the 2015 World Rowing Cup 2 in Varese, Italy, the Kafue River and Rowing Centre is our unique opportunity to give back. World Rowing calls on all rowers, former and current, to donate in order to ensure it will be built, fully equipped and sustainably operated to achieve its objectives for water research and rowing. We ask that rowers all around the world make a donation towards this centre. We want the whole world to know that rowers are serious in our commitment to clean water, not just for our own use, but for everyone's benefit. The centre's website on worldrowing.com will evolve from being a few pages of information about this project and the progress we're making on fundraising and construction into a complete and separate hub which will be your portal to everything that is happening there. This portal will explain about all the pressures that the Kafue is facing and studying. And it'll be a site from which you can receive the learnings and the research. In other words, it'll become a virtual delta distributing its benefits to a wider world. One unique aspect of this site is that it will give you the complete story from every perspective. Perhaps that of the river or a dam, a local industrial plant or the local population, whether human or wildlife. This approach will help us all better understand that water is there for everyone, not just the most powerful. If the Kafue River and Rowing Centre itself is to achieve its first and primary objective, we as the rowing community must support it and participate in it. We must not be passive. We must take the time and we must make the effort to become part of the centre while encouraging others to support it. Remember why we are doing this. It's because we love rowing and because we love the water on which we row. If we can engage everyone from our own rowing community, we can genuinely make a big difference to the existing knowledge of water, especially how it supports and impacts, even controls everyone's lives. And at the same time, we can develop our sport in a region in which school children do not currently have the opportunity to experience the sport that we love. Because to help the Kafue is to help the world. Please take the time to think about this. Please support us and please contribute to the creation of this wonderful river and rowing centre by going to worldrowing.com and making a difference. Thank you.